Okay, so on my TikTok account the other day, I posted about having this very weird dream. It was a lucid dream. I woke up towards the end of it, but I just had this like major download about what this dream actually meant, and it was wild. It was like huge awakening. So anyways, in my dream, I'm just gonna kind of go over it again. I was in this therapist's office inside of this school, and I remember this guy with glasses. He was the main therapist dude, and then there was also this woman in the office too, who seemed like his assistant or something. This guy was basically trying to get me to do something. I remember I was like right next to a computer, and he was trying to, I don't know if I was hooked up to something or anything at the time too, but like I remember he was trying to do something or tell me something, but I kept asking questions. It was almost like, you know, in those memes or videos that people make, they make the joke about like you're someone kidnapping you, and then like the kidnapper ends up being so afraid or annoyed by you that they end up letting you go. I kind of felt like this was the vibe of my dream. Like, I'm in this therapist's office. He's trying to, like, get me to take something or just, like, listen to what he's telling me to do. And the whole time, I'm like, yeah, but, like, wait, so, like, why do we have to do this? I was like, is there a reason I'm feeling so hot right now? I was like, why do I feel so hot right now? And I was like, what is the point of this? Like, and I was like, can you tell me why I'm here? And he was like, getting so mad at me. Like, I remember him in my dream, like, kind of just, like, fuming and being like, stop asking so many questions. And then I remember he, like, walks over to the assistant in the room, talking to her, like, looking over at me so frustrated and annoyed. I could tell, like, they really didn't like me. And then the other woman, too, was like, it's because she's not taking her medication. She's not listening. Like, she just needs to take her stupid medication. Just be quiet, like, whatever. And the guy comes back over, and I'm asking him another question. He's like, okay, you just need to leave. Just leave. He's like, just go. And I was like, okay, like, sorry, like, I don't know, okay. And then so I go to leave the room. At this point in my dream, I'm not fully lucid yet, but, like, I'm aware. And I walk out of the room, and as I'm walking out, another guy walks in who's, like, extremely anxious. He's, like, this young guy, and you could tell that he's really anxious and nervous, and, like, they're gonna talk to him as, like, the next person in line. I don't know. And then I walk in the hallway, and there's this huge lineup of people. A lot of them, it's like younger people is what it seems like, but there's a huge lineup of people at this door. And in the hallway, I remember saying at the top of my lungs, I'm like, wouldn't recommend. And at this time too, for some reason, I'm like holding up a glass of milk. I don't know what the point of that is, but all these people in the hallway that look at me, all these people waiting in line for this office are like, hey, whoa, like this girl just like stood up for herself, like, wow, like, and they're kind of like cheering me on as I'm walking down the hallway as if like I'm some celebrity or starting some sort of revolution or something. Like, I remember them being like, whoa, like almost like shocked that I would say something like this, like, but also kind of like almost like standing up to something. Like, it seemed like all the people were kind of like surprised, but also like, yeah, like, and anyway, so I walk out of the school, and then I'm in this parking lot. And I remember that my car wasn't there. I was like, oh, I'm in a different place than I expected to be. And so I was like, there was this taxi in the parking lot that was trying to call me over to get me to like go in their taxi. And I remember the car was like bouncing up and down, like colorful and stuff. It was really weird. And I was like, okay, this seems sketchy. So I was like, I'm just going to walk. So I decided not to get in the taxi and just walk myself back to my car. And as I'm walking, all of a sudden, I have the realization that I'm in the dream. I'm aware. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dreaming. And I said it in the dream. And then as I'm aware, I then walk to the road. Now it's sunny in my dream, which once was dark. And I walk over to these three girls. It looks like there's these girls on the side of the road. They all kind of look like me. Like, they look like versions of me. But they're kind of like braiding their hair and like putting little flowers in the front of it or something. Anyways, I try and go over to them and ask a question. I couldn't quite remember the question I asked them, but I remember them all looking at me weird, like looking at me like, what is this girl doing kind of thing, like, or something like that. And then my cat started meowing. So my dream at this point, I watched my entire dream just like collapse. It was crazy. It was like the whole dream just went like zoop, like into a little dot. And I had one more time where I went back into the dream, and then it just collapsed again, and I was awake in real life. So this is my dream, but I want to tell you my interpretation of this because it fits with all of the other downloads that I've gotten before. And that is that basically people want to bring you inside of their system. So every single person wants you to fit inside of their vision, their rules. And so to fit inside of their system or their rules, you have to forget your own beliefs and your own standards for yourself. And you have to essentially give up yourself for them. Like, think about Jesus and the cross, and he says, like, you have to pick up your cross and follow me or something like that, right? Carry your cross. I don't know, it's something like that, right? But that's what you have to do if you want to listen to someone else. If you are meant to follow them in their footsteps, you have to give up your own will basically, and you have to go through their therapy sessions. Essentially, you have to acclimate to them. You have to align yourself with their beliefs. So you have to forget your own. And people prey on the people that are weak, who they think are weak, or they think are easy to manipulate, or who are anxious, who really want something, who really need help. Those are the type of people that are preyed on. So think about in this dream, I'm in a therapist's office and the next guy that walks in is super anxious, right? They're going to prey on him. That's like these people that, run these ads for these things like, oh, become rich overnight or lose 100 pounds in like this amount of time. Like they're preying on people who really desperately need help. And so they will follow these systems. But often these systems aren't what these people need because they are following someone else rather than listening to their own heart and their own guidance within themselves. And that's what we do in this giant system is we all give up our power and we think that we need therapy sessions. We think that we need to go to the doctor's office and we need to go fix ourselves because we're the broken ones. But in reality, we're in a broken system. The reason that we're all so upset and we're so depressed and things are awful and we're going through all these mental so-called disorders is not because we are the problem. There's nothing wrong with us. It's the system we're being shoved into that is wrong, but it puts the blame on you and tells you that there's something wrong with you. You need to fix yourself so you can acclimate to this system, but you were never meant to. You were meant to live inside your own system, your own rules for yourself, the things that you're guided to by your intuition that feel right with your heart. This world that we live in is someone's system, and we were never meant to force ourselves into these teeny little molds. And the reason in my dream that I basically got out of that and what that was that I went through, I experienced that in real life all the time, is essentially someone's trying to put you in a box because they think you're easy to manipulate. So they'll try to put you in their system. They'll try to put you through it. This is often when you have a belief come through you that for maybe a moment you believe. Maybe a moment someone's TikTok video grabs your attention, you're sort of like, oh, maybe I am doing something wrong, and you question yourself, right? That's like you getting put inside someone else's system for a moment. But if you are strong enough in your own beliefs, what will happen is even if someone compresses you, even if they put you down, they try and shove you into a box, you can't stay in that box because you will literally become too big for it. That's why that feeling that I felt in my dream of getting hot, that is like the rising out of that box. Think of it also like in a lot of movies. You'll see this in movies where the superhero, someone will try to latch onto them or pull them down or like in Iron Man when he's like flying up into the sky and the other guy's flying up with him. A lot of times they'll fly upwards because the people that are trying to drag you down and pull you into their systems, if you have stronger beliefs than them, they can't rise as high as you. So even if they pull you down, you're going to bounce back to where you were before. And they can't rise that high, so they will eventually fall off. It's like in the Superman movie recently, and also in Iron Man, when he gets to the top, way up in the sky, he flies upward, and then he says to the other guy, what did you do about the icing issue? And he's like, what icing issue? Because the thing is, like, he's trying to essentially be Iron Man without going through all the work of becoming Iron Man. Think of it like that. So a lot of the time you'll have these beliefs pass through you that you think are your own. And it's almost like there is someone out there who is trying to be you, who hasn't gone through the challenges that you've gone through, but they're trying to act as you. I don't know if this is making sense, but like, this is what happens is that one of their beliefs will kind of like get inside of you and you'll believe them to be you for a moment, and it's almost like because they want to be your leader. Like this negative belief is trying to lead you, but it can't lead you because you are stronger than it. And you're going to ask questions and you're going to question this belief and it won't be able to stay up at this level. Basically, it might get there for 1 minute. It might lead you for a moment. For example, like you might, like I said, hear something on TikTok. You might believe what someone negative thing. Oh my gosh. I can't speak right now. You might believe some negative thing that someone says about you for a moment. For a moment, you might be like, wow, like maybe I am a failure. Maybe I'm not good enough. Like for a small moment, but then your body, the rest of you is going to be like, wait, what? Actually, no, this isn't true about me. Like I know who I am. And you're going to come back up again. This is why like really great people, they might go through challenges and stuff, but it's because there's someone out there. There's literally like another person who's trying to be you, who's trying to get you down to their level, but they cannot maintain at like the level that you do. Like they cannot lead you because you will question them. And the moment you question them, like their persona falls apart, their mask falls off, and they can't keep doing it. That's why the therapist in my dream, when I questioned him, it was like he was getting frustrated because he doesn't have the answers, because he's not actually being true. So a lot of people that run these systems out there that try and prey on people, like if you start questioning them and you start standing up for yourself inside of their system, like they can't hold it, like because they're not being truthful, right? And in my dream, when I walked down that hallway and I said, would it recommend, like that was me basically speaking the truth. Because a lot of the time, that's what happens, is you will start to speak the truth about these people, because you kind of like, what you do is it's almost like these people think less of you. You know, if you're a kind person, if you treat people well, like they might think less of you. But by doing that, they'll try and put you inside their system. They'll try and like label you or put you in a box. This is like people under you. A lot of the time, they'll try and tear you back down. They'll try and tear you down, or they'll think less of you because you're a certain way. And by them thinking less of you, it actually gives you power, because they'll think less of you, put you in a box, thinking it's easy, thinking that you'll never fight back, you'll never do anything. But then in a second, it's like you flip a switch, and it's just like you turn that power back on and you remember who you are. And then it's just like it blows everything out of the water for this person. And it's like they basically eat their own words. That's what happens. These people will eat their own words. The people that try and tear you down don't realize that they're actually fueling you. They're actually fueling your next launch, because you're just going to launch higher and better than before. So you can let people tear you down. You can let them try and label you, let them put you in a box. It doesn't matter, because you're just always going to rise again, because you know who you are. It's not because you're fighting this person. You're literally just like rising back up to your position that you were before, because of the belief that you have in yourself. You don't even physically need to do anything. It's just something that happens internally, this knowing inside of yourself of who you are. And the more times you go through these cycles of being put in a box and rising again, put in a box and rising again, like being your authentic self, like the stronger and stronger your beliefs get in yourself, to the point where you become like literally like Iron Man. Like no one is going to be able to tear you down. No one's going to be able to take you down, because like, you're so strong in this sort of like armor, this shield that you've built for yourself, this strength that you have in yourself. And it's not like a fake shield though. It's like your true armor. It's your true self, your heart, that's keeping you strong. And these people can't break that down, because these people are often people that don't believe in themselves, and they try to bring you down to their level. Just like a comment I made recently on another video, I talked about how I thought that Taylor Swift like was a good person. Like I admire her, even though I'm not like a huge fan of her music. I said I admire her, and all the comments are like, yeah, but she flies her jet around all the time, and like she's a bad person, billionaires can't be good people, and all these things came out about her. Like everyone's trying to find something to say bad about her. I'm like, but that's the thing, they don't even realize like they're just fueling her. Because I'm like, well, if you hate what she's doing with her money so badly, then why don't you make that amount of money and then you give it away in the way that you think is right? Like it's kind of like eat your own words then, you know? Yeah, so I don't know. Anyways, I just thought I would share all this because this is so freaking important. Like, you need to stand in your own beliefs. Don't let other people tear you down with theirs. Even my beliefs. Like, I say this in my videos all the time. If they don't resonate with you, like if they don't feel right to you, you don't have to follow them. Follow your heart. Follow you. Like, you are your own leader of yourself. The more that you believe in yourself and the things that you want to believe in, like, the stronger you're going to become. And you'll notice more and more that, like, you don't even fit in a box a lot of the time, because you don't have to be just one thing the way that the world makes it seem. You don't have to be just one thing or one type of person every single day. You're changeable. Like, every day your views might change, like your opinions may change, but that's okay. Like, it's okay to be changeable, but you don't need to be forced into one specific box for the rest of your life. You don't need to stay at one level for the rest of your life. Like, what you want is growth, right? And so going through these cycles of also having people pull you down and you get back up again, like, it only helps teach you more about yourself and also about the truth of this world. Like, the fact that it really is that everyone's trying to sell you their point of view, right? Like, everyone tries to sell you their point of view and is like, hey, come jump in my system. Come here, follow me. But really, what you want to follow is yourself. But the thing is, too, if there is a belief that helps you along the way, use it as a stepping stone. Like, if something I say in this video resonates with you, use it as a stepping stone, follow it for a while. But if it no longer serves you anymore, let it go and follow something new. Like, use beliefs like these people that give you advice and things, like if it's something that really resonates with you, use it as a stepping stone. Only if it's helpful to you, only if it feels right to you. Use it as a stepping stone, and then when it no longer serves you anymore, move on to something new, right? Just keep moving forwards and keep, trying new things out. If something doesn't feel right, then let it go. Like that's the importance of also trial and error. And it's sort of like you are the judge of your own life. We talk about Judgment Day, and this is the same thing in my dream where I said highly would recommend, right? Like that's my judgment of whose ever belief system I was in my dream, right? I would recommend them. So your subconscious knows, like, if something's not right for you, like the inner part of you that feels knows when something isn't right. So trust in that. That's like your inner compass. But yeah, I really hope this video helps, because this has been life-changing for me, just like trusting in myself more and more every day, because I feel like at this point in time, it's like no matter how many times someone knocks me down, I just know that I'm always going to get back up again. No matter how many times I feel less than, or I feel, like I'm doing something wrong, like no matter what, I will always come back to myself. I'll always be like, wait, that wasn't really me. And that's the thing, you become unaware. You sort of like fall asleep for a minute and you forget who you are, but then you wake up back up again, and you wake up even stronger than before. It's okay to fall inside of other beliefs. It's okay to fall down, because again, that's where learning happens, and that's where you realize who you really are. Like you realize who you are when you hit rock bottom and you come back from it. So, yeah.